Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Season's greetings. There is nothing more special to me than when Shabbat falls on Christmas Day and the quietness of the land helps us prepare for Shabbat. So if you haven't already lit your Shabbat candles, this is the moment to light your candles and to join together before Dean leads us in Shalom Aleichem. So we were on page 70. But we are now moving to page 75. So get ready to light your candles, bring in, this is our last Shabbat service of 2020. And I'm sure you join me in feeling like what an extraordinary year that we have had. And maybe there's something about putting to bed everything this year has brought us as we create some light for ourselves over this bank holiday weekend. Right, I'm having a Morris Needleman moment with my matches. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and I invite you to set an intention for yourselves for this Shabbat. Choose a word, something that you hope will see you out for the rest of this year and that you can bring with you for Shabbat. Share that word in the chat whenever you fancy. But let's just have that moment of what it is that you need. Is it calm? Is it celebration? Is it community? Is it peace? Is it relief? Who knows what it is? But think of what your word of intention is as we sing together Shalom Aleichem on page 76.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Olam, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Olam. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Olam, Kadosh Baruch Hu.
L'chadodi, page 82.
shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha ubetzhola, ubemune yang sudula, boikala boikala. Lekadoni likrakala, eni Shabbat mekabela. Lekadoni likrakala, eni Shabbat mekabela.
Let's go to the Baruch Hu. We're on page 92. Mariv together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poter sha'arim u'vitvona meshane itim u'machalif et hasmanim u'mesadeh et hakochavim b'mishmoratehem b'rakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golelo mipnei choshech v'hoshech mipnei or u'ma'avir yom u'meivir layla u'ma'avdil ben yom u'ben layla Adonai tzvaot shemo Baruch atah Adonai Ma'ariv Aravi.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokteinu, Tumeinu nasiach b'chuketa, v'nishmak b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. V'nivim chayenu, ve'oret yameinu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Together this evening, let's offer Shema together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai
Tonight, I'm going to offer an English translation of the Shema, this prayer that directs us, offers intention for our Jewish lives. You shall love the Eternal One, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Let these words which I command you today be always in your heart. Teach them carefully to your children and other people's children. Speak of them in your home, when you move around the world, when you lie down and when you rise up in your home. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be like frontlets, reminders between your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אמת ואמונה כל זאת, וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו, הבודנו מיד מלאכים הגואלנו מכף כל הארצים, ויוצא את עמו ישראל ממצרים לחירות עולם, וראו בניו גבורתו שיבחו והודו לשמו, ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלק, נורא תהילות אוסף אלק, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Well, that even took me by surprise. That was very lovely. Thank you. We're on page 96. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. So as we offer the Hashkivenu tonight, where we're hoping for peace in our homes and perhaps peace going into the new year, for me today, I'm thinking particularly of those men and women, lorry drivers stranded and what their Christmas must have been like and their families hoping for them. Just thinking of those for whom Christmas has not been as they intended. And maybe our evening prayer for peace encompasses them. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol yoshvei Tevel. So we move to the Tefillah, the Amidah, on page 97.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftavu Fi Agitei Latecha. Adonai Sefatai Tiftavu Fi Agitei Latecha.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanora, El Elyon. Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol. V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot. U'mevi gula livnei v'nehem. Lema'an shemo b'yahava. Melech Hozer Moshiach Magen. Baruch atah Adonai. Magen Avraham. Bezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. So let's go to Vashamru on page 99. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We're on page 100 as we offer Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu B'Yamcha Yisrael. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. And together, let's offer Modim Anachnu Lach, you from your home, and us here. And just remember to share what you feel appreciative for. Modim Anachnu Lach, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך נספר תהילתך. על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך, שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות. Shalom Rav together.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tashim leolam. 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 Ki ata hu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tashim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tashim leolam. V'to b'necha levaret et amcha Yisrael. V'kol etu v'poshan b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tashim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tashim leolam. Tashim leolam. Tashim leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai oseh hashalom. So just a thought for us before we take a moment of silent prayer and reflection, thinking that I joined the team that led Kabbalat Shabbat for Limud this afternoon very carefully before Shabbat came in, so it didn't contravene any halachic rules around Shabbat. And it was really it was very special to represent liberal Judaism, and Monique Mayer joined me. And I was reminded of the words of Martin Buber, that when two people relate to each other authentically and humanly, God is in the electricity that surges between them. And Rabbi Debbie Young Summers, a Reform colleague, she played with that when she offered condolences to the Christian clergy who are having to shut their churches over Christmas, where she reminded us that maybe we now can feel in the spirit of Buber that actually the real live electricity that enables us to connect, be a community, and join ourselves even when we're alone in our own homes, that maybe that is the electricity that causes true, authentic, and human connection. And I feel so proud, really, to be a liberal Jew and to be able to feel that the spirit of Shabbat is enhanced by us using these modern technical advances. And whilst I so understand how tricky it must be for more traditional communities, I see how we have benefited these past 10 months, whether on Shabbat or not, to use the power of the electricity that surges between our homes to create authentic and human connection. So long may it continue. And Josie just commented to me in the chat, when has there ever been 33 households joined together for a Christmas Friday night Shabbat service in your lifetime, maybe, Josie, certainly in mine. And I think long may this continue, that we find ways to connect with each other safely for now, but even beyond the virus and fear for our safety. Maybe this will enable those who traditionally would not have been able to join us to join us. So perhaps that is a message for the end of this year and what we've managed as a community and with each other. This, I said to folk at the start of the service, is my third service of the day, beginning with morning meditation Shacharit this morning and going into Limuds, Kabbalat Shabbat, and now together with all of us for Shabbat. And the power of technology has brought so much to us. So let me offer us all a moment of quiet time for reflection and prayer.
Say shalom b'mama, oh say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol bnei Adam. Oh say shalom b'mama, oh say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Let's go to Aleinu now on page 520.
Aleinu leshabeach Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגורלנו לעם
So let's go now to Kaddish, to run upstairs to get our yard site list for our congregation this weekend. We think particularly of Annie Sarah Harris, mother of Ruth Hoffman, of Harold Hellner, brother of Rabbi Frank Hellner, of Karen Yig Labworth, sister of Roger Lyons, of Vicky Lloyd, mother of Annabelle Ballant-Curty, and of Henry Meyer, husband of Vera and father of Paul Silvermeyer, and of Ruth Rappaport, mother of Anne Andrews. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may those who recall and remember their loved ones at this time be comforted in their loss, as we say the words of the Kaddish with them. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, magala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorach le'olam amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithada v'yitalei v'talal shmei dekudesha brichu, leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei adam, v'imru amen. So we're going to finish. I'm thinking, Dean, unless you are going to tell me otherwise, it will be a Varechecha, our evening, evening blessing for all of us on a Friday night, which you can find just before Kiddush, which you can find your Varechecha on page 563. So now would be the time to grab whatever you're making Kiddush over. If you were clever enough to buy challah for Christmas Day, then bring your chalot. I'm afraid I'm making Kiddush, making hamotzi over 2 mince pies. I mean, truly. Yeah. And just a reminder, service tomorrow, do join. Alexandra Simonon and Franklin Gelnick are leading for tomorrow morning. Dean and I won't be there, but we'll see you next Shabbat. Let's go into Kiddush. I don't know whether Dean's been given a cup to lead or whether you prefer me to. So happy to see you, Jane. So happy to see you at home. But you look to me on your face like you've been in a lot of pain. So So I'm really praying for this to be over for you. So well done for switching on. Dean, are you doing
Yes,
push?
yes. Mike's
Fantastic.
just getting me a glass of something.
No rush at all. And then maybe the Gulfs will join me and Hamotzi. Let me see who else was clever enough to think about challah. Oh, Stephen, very good. So we can all do it together.
Thank you. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu. Shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereishit. Bihu yom tehillah, lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'achata, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen.
And L'chaim.
Nice.
And now all of you with chalot, if you hold those up for us to see, so we can, oh, we got loads of them. Brilliant, brilliant. We can all benefit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.